Hello scholars, happy Thursday. You might see that it looks a little bit different up in here. Well, it is Thursday, April 30th, and today is super cool. Say how come? Yeah, today is super cool. I can hardly contain myself. Today is super cool because we get to start a new unit. Silent excitement. We get to start a new unit. And I'm going to try to be sneaky. Oop, did you already get a peek? I'm trying to be sneaky because our new unit is right over here on the board. Oop, can you see it on my chart paper? Our new unit is poetry. Have you ever heard of poetry before? Well, if you have, then you know that poetry is made up of all different types of poems. And these poems can make us feel so many different types of feelings. We read poems for our enjoyment, just like we read books for our enjoyment. So if you're reading a poem today and you want to laugh, or you feel like, wow, that was really sad, and you might shed a tear, that's totally okay. Allow yourself to feel those feelings as we jump into our new unit of poetry. Scholars, a good poem will give you goosebumps on your skin. It'll give you butterflies in your stomach. It might make you laugh. It might make you cry. A poetry is all around us. It's in books. It's in music. It's even online. I can't wait to see who even becomes a poet themselves, and at the end of this unit is able to write their own poems. We're going to challenge our brains and challenge ourselves as we dive into this new unit and learn all about poetry. So scholars, I wanted to start out by reviewing our words just like we always do. It's so easy. Yeah, so easy. You might actually remember these first two vocabulary words because we learned these way at the beginning of kindergarten. They're called rhyming words. Poetry uses a lot of rhyming words. So if you forgot, let's review it together. Rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. Do you remember that, cheer? If you forgot, no worries. I'm here to help you. Rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. Rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. So I know that cat rhymes with bat. I know that mop rhymes with hop. Those are words that sound the same at the end. Another special thing that poets include in their poems is something super tricky. Your tongue might get a little bit tied and you might sound really silly when you say this word, but that's okay. We can laugh it off together because we are still growing our brains and we'll still master it by the end of this unit. The word is onomatopoeia. Whoa. That's a big word. How many letters are in that word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa, did you hear that deep breath I had to take? Wow, we're going to be so smart at the end of this chapter. Onomatopoeia. What is an onomatopoeia? Well, onomatopoeia are words that make sound. They're words that when you say them, oh, you can hear it like as if it was a sound that you were really hearing in real life. So Vista Voyagers, authors use onomatopoeias to add to their message in their story. Onomatopoeias help create a visual in your brain so you can better understand what is happening in the poem. As a reader, when you hear onomatopoeias, you need to visualize a mental picture in your brain so that you can understand the story even better. So some examples of an onomatopoeia or of onomatopoeias, fun word, I'm having too much fun saying it. Some examples might be splash. I know when I read the word splash, I can mentally picture in my brain a picture of someone diving into the pool. I can hear splash. Splash makes sound. Oh, I'm thinking of another onomatopoeia. Oh yeah, animals. That's a good one because animals make sound. If I hear woof woof, that is a sound. Oh, that's an onomatopoeia that paints the picture of a dog barking inside my brain. Let's do one more. The word ring is another onomatopoeia. These onomatopoeias are words that make the sound they are describing. So when I read the word ring, oh, I'm thinking of ring, like the sound it makes. So remember that. Onomatopoeias are words that make the sound they are describing. Today, one of our jobs is going to be to find onomatopoeias in the poem that we read together today. So scholars, we're going to start by reading this poem together. The first time we read it, we're just going to be listening very carefully to the words that are in the poem. Because remember, we're reading this for enjoyment. It's supposed to make us feel goosebumps on our skin or butterflies in our stomach, make us feel really happy, maybe make us feel sad. We'll find out how the poem is making us feel, but it's just for our entertainment. So let's read it the first time through together. We're going to be following along. If you can follow along with my pointer finger, you can pretend like you're holding it too. Here you go. We're going to follow along and point to the words as we read this poem together. Are you ready? See how we are. Awesome. Let's get started. Starting with the title. Bella had a new umbrella. Bella had a new umbrella, didn't want to lose it. So when she walked out in the rain, she didn't ever use it. Her nose went sniff, her shoes went squish, her socks went soggy, her glasses got foggy, her pockets filled with water, and a little green froggy. All she could speak was a weak "Ka-choo!" But Bella's umbrella stayed nice and new. What did you notice while we were reading? Did you think of some things you could share? Scholars, nice job reading our poem together today. We're going to read the poem again, but this time your job is to look for the onomatopoeias. We know onomatopoeias are words that make sound. So we have to look for the words that make the sound they are describing. So there's two jobs we have to do this. First, you're going to tell me the word and then tell me the sound it is describing. Are you ready? Let's go. Go ahead and point to the words on the screen as we read it again. Bella had a new umbrella. Bella had a new umbrella. Didn't want to lose it. So when she walked out in the rain, she didn't ever use it. Her nose went sniff. Oh, what do you think of that word sniff? Yeah, I totally agree with you. That is a word that makes the sound they are describing. So sniff. Oh, that's describing her nose. I'm going to circle the word sniff. Let's keep reading. Her shoes went squish. What is squish describing? Yeah, her shoes. Good job. Let's keep reading. Her socks went soggy. Ooh, soggy. I know when my shoes get full of water, like they're going squish, squish, and her socks are soggy. Soggy must be describing her socks. Her glasses got foggy. Ooh, foggy. Oh my goodness. Her pockets filled with water and a little green froggy. Oh, I'm noticing some rhyming words. What two words do you notice rhyme? I know rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. Yeah, soggy and foggy. Nice job. They both end in that oggy sound at the end. All she could speak was a weak "ka-choo!" But Bella's umbrella stayed nice and new. Nice hard work reading the poem with me today, scholars. And not only that, you helped me find some onomatopoeias like sniff, describing her nose, and squish. Oh, I could hear the squish, squish, squish in my brain. It helps us paint a picture of the setting and the event. I know that she went "ka-choo!" That picture is in my brain, her sneezing. This is the first of many poems that we'll be able to read together, but today we learned so much about poetry just in our first day. We learned that poems are for our enjoyment. We read them for entertainment. Sometimes they make us laugh, and it's totally okay to laugh. Sometimes they make us cry. Sometimes they give us goosebumps. Sometimes butterflies in our stomachs. We know authors use many different things in their poems. They can use rhyming words. We know rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. We learned today all about onomatopoeias, words that make sound. I want you to come up with your own onomatopoeias and come up with a little mini poem. You don't have to include rhyming words right now, but I want you to try to include onomatopoeias and give me some words that make sound. Can you do that? When you have some examples of some words that make sound, just like we said, sniff and squish. And we said earlier, woof and ring. And we said another one. Do you remember it? Do you? I'll give you a clue. It's like you're jumping in the pool. Yeah, splash. We have so many onomatopoeias. You can look up some onomatopoeias with your family and come up with them all on your own as you write them down to describe the setting in your story. Help paint that mental picture in someone else's brain if they were to read it. Send it to me if you can, and I'd be so excited to share with others next week when we watch these Read Aloud videos together. But That is your job for today. Can you handle it? Say, we can do it. Awesome job today. We also learned some other things about poetry. I'm going to switch them out so we can review what we learned already on our first day in this unit. So scholars, in just our first day of this poetry unit, we've already learned that poems are for our enjoyment. We read them to be entertained. They're for fun. They're for fun. We also learned that poems can make you laugh or they can make you cry. It just depends on the type of poem that you're reading. We also know now that poems are wonderful forms of entertainment, and the ways that authors entertain us is used through what they include in their poem. So we said that authors can use rhyming words. Rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. We learned also about a new skill poets use in their writing, onomatopoeias, words that make sound, words that are the sound that they are describing. We know like a dog could woof. So when I see the word woof and I say it out loud, I can hear the dog barking. It paints that picture in my brain. Just like splash is a word that describes the noise it makes when you splash into something like a pool. We talked about ring, how ring is also another onomatopoeia. So again, I want you to think of some onomatopoeias of your own, and when we come back tomorrow, we'll be reading a new book full of them. Say, we can do it. Nice hard work today. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, Mr. Voyagers.